surveillance is the heart of the program when it comes to getting the information you need, whether it be our traps, or mosquito trap sites that are located throughout the county, or sentinel chicken sites, like we've got 13, like the one here.
As the name indicates, they are the sentinel that give us the first warning about any kind of contamination from mosquito that is carrying disease.
7 days a week, 365 days a year, the chickens are out there. We bleed them once a week and submit the blood to the state lab. They run tests checking for the diseases, and we get the report back each Friday.
And they let us know if there is an unusual number of antibodies in that blood.
Much like the canaries miners use to warn them of bad air, a positively tested chicken sends mosquito control into high gear, inspecting and treating the area to eliminate diseased mosquitoes.
The chicken doesn't get sick, the chicken doesn't die, which is make it a perfect fit for what we do.
Sentinel is very appropriate because these are a first line of defense.
After a chicken tests positive, it will always be positive, and therefore must be removed from the program.
And then they retire. They go to the Stepping Stone farm, where the kids will just play with them.
They're fed and cared for by the girls in the program, so they serve their purpose in the community and are rewarded with a relaxing retirement. Another part of the surveillance program includes 70 CDC traps located throughout the county. Their sole purpose? To attract mosquitoes, which is vital for data collection.
Basically, what we do with our traps is that we mimic when we transpire. When we transpire, we release lactic acid and carbon dioxide. That's exactly what the dry ice that we have in our cooler, and we have a light that is also a beacon to attract mosquitoes, especially during the night, that's when they are more active.
The traps are strategically placed. They're placed on past trapping results. We tried several different sites before we locked in the sites that we use, trying to get the best data.
Some traps are placed high up in the trees, in what is called the canopy. Here the traps catch a certain kind of mosquito.
What we are looking for is for some mosquitoes that they can be the initiator of the triple E, which is a kind of encephalitis. So it's Easter equine encephalitis, that's what the triple E stands for. And they are the initiator just between that mosquito and the bird. Well, you can ask me, so it's just between the mosquito and the bird, why are you interested in that mosquito? It's because after the bird becomes contaminated, if a different genus, the ones who can come and feed on a human, comes and feeds on that bird, then that mosquito is going to be contaminated and come and contaminate a human being.
3 mosquito inspectors rotate traps through 70 locations each week. This comes out to about 8 or so traps being set a day. The next day, they retrieve the trap and return to mosquito control to sort and count the mosquitoes collected. Some areas, such as salt marshes, will always have a greater population of mosquitoes. And although this can be a major annoyance for those visiting these locations, it's the disease-carrying mosquitoes that are the true problem.
In the city of Tampa, we're dealing mainly with container breeders, bromeliads, things that citizens can fix around their home. So the trap counts aren't going to be as high, but they're more important because those mosquitoes found in the container breeders they transmit diseases.
And mosquito control surveillance doesn't stop at the traps and chickens.
Citizens are a very important part of our surveillance program. The citizens are out there living in the environments. They can contact us and let us know that they're having mosquito problems.
And when you notice a large number of mosquitoes in your area, contact Mosquito Control during normal business hours at 635-5400.
Our goal is to work with the citizens. When the citizens notice any kind of unusual mosquito activity in their neighborhood, they call us, and in 72 hours, we'll be sending one of our inspectors to see the area, to visit the house that made the phone call, and to identify if there is any reason for us to take any action in the general neighborhood.
The first thing an inspector will check for are plants that hold water, such as bromeliads. These plants act like vases where water accumulates in its leaves. This turkey baster reveals a lot about what's going on in your plants. Although local hardware stores have chemicals that will rid plants of larvae, the cheapest and best method for the environment
Is to come with a hose and overflow those bromeliads at least once a week. If they do that, there is no need to use any chemical or anything like that. It's just a preventative kind of a measure.
Next, inspectors check around the home for containers such as tires, lids, cans, jars, pots, bottle caps, plastic, and boats. The depth of the container has little effect on a mosquito's ability to lay eggs. Virtually any amount of standing water is sufficient.
It doesn't have to be a deep container. It could be a teaspoon. If it holds water, it'll breed probably 35, 40, 50 mosquitoes.
If containers are found, the inspector will dump the water out and recommend that the homeowner remove the item from their yard. If that's not possible, make sure to flip the item over a few days after the rain stops. Then, inspectors will do a visual check of gutters to ensure they're not clogged. Clogged gutters can damage your roof, as well as provide mosquitoes with a great place to breed. The last part of the inspection involves a landing rate test.
So our inspector is going to count the number of mosquitoes landing on his arm or on his leg in 1 minute. And that becomes what we call landing rate.
Finally, the inspectors will perform a barrier spray around the home to help alleviate some of the mosquitoes. Mosquito control has a very knowledgeable and dedicated staff. They must acquire various licenses due to their work with chemicals.
Each one of our inspectors, they carry a book with all the labels from all the chemicals that we use. And the concentration that you are going to use is what is going to maintain your license. If you lose your license, you cannot do the job.
And mosquito control doesn't stop there. They participate in educational outreach programs, such as the Mosquito Control Patrol, which is a special badge program for the scouting community. Here, scouts learn about mosquito control and earn a badge by completing tasks related to what they learn.
Today was fun and it was exciting and I learned a lot. And that there's this one boat, it can go on land and you push a button and then it will float on water.
And we actually learned about mosquitoes and that there are tons of diseases that mosquitoes can give you and different stages that mosquitoes go through. It was really cool.
If you'd like to find out more about the educational programs put on by Mosquito Control, or to report an increase in mosquitoes around your home, call 813-635-5400.